next investigation. Now, if you've seen the last video, you'll have seen that the King Solomon's Temple, right, is basically the chemical table, right? It's basically a metaphor for the chemical table. And now there's other interesting things in this Solomon's Temple, right? Like, for example, here you can see the Solomon's magic bath, where basically, you had Solomon and Sheba, Bathsheba, David and Bathsheba, right? So you had those codes, right, which basically is something to do with going into a bath. Obviously, like John the Baptist, right, being baptized and coming out, as you know, as a trance type of thing. And then you have this here, which is called the Brazen Sea or the Molten Sea. And as you can see, is to do with bulls, right? Bulls of liquid. So basically, you've got the Solomon's Temple outside is the chemical table. This is what actually turned the chemicals into, which is obviously a sort of magic potion, right? It's a magic potion, right? So of course the idea of getting into the bath, right? But basically you're taking it on the inside, you're drinking the potion or ingesting it into the body, right? So that's what this is about. As you see, the bovine type of thing, they have different meanings. Like, for example, the bovine ingredients, or the fact that like the cattle, right, are basically holding this thing up, carrying it. So basically carrying their system, as you see there, tap on the side, and the liquid's coming out, right? So this is basically their trance medicine, right? As you see, priests on the doing the Muslimic type of prayers and all that, right? And there's the stuff flowing out the pipe, right? The liquid. So they're doing on their knees, praising this liquid, right? And so basically, when you're talking about the Muslim mosque, again, it's like a literal interpretation of King Solomon's Temple. This mosque thing where Muslims are coming in, right? And so as you see, Moza means Moors or Mez, which means son, right? So basically, when you have Moses in the Bible, it means masons, right? Or mason. That's what Moses means. So the Exodus from Egypt, right, into the lands of milk and honey. It's the day with the masons' Exodus. Right? And as you see there, Mossadegh, like Sadek, Sadek Khan. As you see, Muzakat, the fruit bearing, something to do with a great quantity of fruits, right? And if you've seen the other video I did about the forbidden fruits, is again, it's referencing to this portion, right? This trance medicine. So this transaction is called Muzakat. So being a Muslim is something to do with, they're under the contract of this law, right? Which is basically a trance medicine using law, right? So they're all Muslims are all what do you call it, trans users. So Moses, right, which is in turn Mason. So we're talking about Muslim, it's Freemasonry, right? End on, right? It's the same thing. So obviously when they're trying to play like an idea of a war, like a Christian or Judeo war against Muslim or what, obviously it's fake, right? It's fraudulent, because they're the brothers, right? Now we're more of moves, right? So again, that type of thing is basically Mary, right? Which is obviously on the European Union thing, right? Mother of Mother, so the mother of Muslims and the mother of Masons, right? Right, with Caliph al-Mansur. So as you can see by this, molten sea is to do with melting the chemicals down, right? Melting the chemicals into a liquid state, right? So it's a chemical reaction science, melting the chemicals down into a liquid portion, right? Which is then available to utilise, either drink or inject or something like that. So you see how the liquid's gone from there, coming out there in the bowls, and then obviously these bowls have been transported, look, as you can see, by obviously Korean priests or Muslimic priests, all the same type of thing. So transporting, making the stuff here in the temple and then transporting it somewhere, see, for usage. So it's directly referencing the trans medicine. And then again there you've got the ideas of inner and outer temple of the Masonic temple type of thing. So this is what the thing is, producing that liquid chemical there and then transporting it outwards, right? So the brazen sea was a large bronze basin in Solomon's temple, ritual purification for priests, symbolising God's provision for cleansing again. Right? So this is the way to view this the trance program. Is it purifies and cleanses the person of the natural instinct, which is like a sex instinct, which they wish to get rid of. That's what they despise as sin and evil and all that, right? Just like the sexual instinct and the instinct to reproduce and all that, right? Take a bit of gourds or knobs around it. Strength and stability. Again, Moza means strength, means strong. Now again, when you draw out the syringe, right, when you're injecting the syringe to save from the water, right, protection. So again, you're talking about, this is referring to the medicine usage, right, medicine user, right, to draw out. So you draw the syringes and then save from the water, injecting this water, this chemical liquid into the body, right? So again, Moses in the Bible is the Muslim and also the Mason and the basically medicine users, right? That's the realities of Muslim. It's not like the war idea and all this. That basically, when they build their mosques, it's Solomon's temple being externally built, and when they're using the medicine, they're internally sort of rebuilding. Moo, like the bovine, like a cow. Now again, read reference in the last video. The gold is viewed as king of metals, the king of metals, right? So when you talk about Jesus being the king of kings and all this, you're talking about the gold, metal, right? And as you see, it's become cast metal sea for ablution of the priests, right? Of course, like the Prothean idea is that they would wash that external bodies in this, but they don't wash their internal bodies in this. See what I mean? It goes inside the body. Cleanse around all the bloodstream and all that, right? Brazen sea. Now here you've got Brazen College, Oxford, which interestingly has Radcliffe. Something to do with Radcliffe, and Radcliffe is Daniel Radcliffe, who's into Harry Potter, witchcraft type ideas and all that. Brazen, so you know what these are all users of the medicine. Right? There's Magdalene, which is Mary Magdalene. So obviously, you see and there's Ball. Ball is basically the bull, right? Dirty Burns, Oxford. it's all about cleansing and purification, the ideas. Yeah, you see the 1509, which is 6'9", Royal Arch. And as you see, it says its name believed to derive from the name of a bronze knocker. Of course, it's to do with that bronze, the brazen liquid stuff, the brazen seal. You see, here's some of the alumni from it, Michael Palin, Mr. Cameron again. Like obviously all the famous type people and all this. So they're all users of the medicine. Here's a funny character I went to, the George Monbiot. Political activist. Read Genesis. Secret history of neoliberalism. Again, this is the chemical table. Right? And this is the end result of the chemical being turned into a liquid medicine. As you can see, gold in there. Yeah. And basically, when you're talking about bronze, you're talking about bone. Right? It's basically reborn. That's what that one means, right? Reborn. So they use the liquid to reborn themselves as new people, right? So basically, think of how all this stuff applies to the biblical stuff about Jesus was on about being reborn and resurrected from the dead and all this type idea. Right? So they call the old identity what they used to have, the dead name. Interesting, you had that thing in the common law stuff a while ago where they were going on about the straw man and how your name was a legal fiction and all that. Right? Again, that had to be something to do with this. In some way. Pre-programming and all that. Again, when you're talking about a trans man, you're talking about a straw man. Right? Straw man identity. So basically, this explains this. Obviously, the profane aspect is simply ridiculous. The profane type of belief, which I've never met anyone who believed in it anyway, the profane belief of it. But obviously the profane belief is absolutely madness. As you see here, unless one is born of water and the spirit, you cannot enter the kingdom of God. So a physical and a spiritual transformation, you know what it's referring to, right? That which is born of the flesh is flesh, and which is born of spirit is spirit, right? So again, it's talking between just a normal person, a natural person that they consider as evil and a sinner, right? And the one who's been turned into a trance by their medicine. It's simple as, that's what it's about. The old has passed away, behold the new has come. Transformation. John the Baptist. John the Baptist. Basically, when you had the two Ronnies was basically the two Johnnies. Obviously, J just turned around and it's an R, right? So when I had that TV show, it was the two Johnnies. The two Johnnies of Freemason.